They don't want that free blues. Sheesh. Yo, this is Free Blues Boxing. Hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell for unlimited content. We are bike. Boxing world, what up? Fight fans from across the globe. I'm freaking juiced to see my guy finally step back in the ring. Danny, the Miracle Man Jacobs. He's going to be taking on a tough competitor, Gabe Rosado. This is definitely going to be a must-watch. It is the Intercontinental title. It's going to be live on dazn. Matchroom boxing at the Hard Rock Casino and Resort. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I don't expect nothing less from Danny Jacobs. I expect a dominant performance. This guy Rosado, he's a tough competitor, but he's gonna get washed. The resume speaks for itself. And by the way, Danny Jacobs did not have to take this fight. This is pretty much just a tune-up with everything that's been going on with COVID. Not even trying to knock Rosado. Rosado's a tough fighter. He's got the heart of a champion. He's been in real wars with Selecki and Triple G. But just like anything in life, just like any other sport, it is levels to this. And Danny Jacobs is just going to dominate this guy. And you can mark my words. I see a round 8 stoppage. Danny Jacobs has been in a few wars as well. He had a very, very close fight with Triple G, which I think could have went either way or at least a draw. And he fought the pound-for-pound greatest on the earth besides Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, which I think was a very close fight as well. Danny Jacobs, he's definitely an underdog. He was a champion at the middleweight division. He made his debut at super middleweight against Julio Cesar Chavez. You see how that ended. He ended up breaking Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.'s nose with a mean uppercut, leaving the boxing legend, his dad, Julio Cesar, just highly disappointed. And he was shaking his head as well. Mexican fans in that arena were throwing trash and drinks at Julio Cesar Chavez as he was getting walked out of the arena for quitting. I believe it was that 6th round. Danny Jacobs' promoter, Eddie Hearn, was talking to Mikey Garcia, I think like right after the fight while they were sitting down, and Mikey was just like, yeah, it's just one of those things you just don't do. In other words, you don't quit in the boxing ring. You got to give the fight fans their money's worth. We cannot doubt Danny Jacobs going forward. This is the second half of his career. He's moving up to 168, the super middleweight division, and he will make noise. Assuming he gets past Rosado, which I believe he will. I know he's definitely been calling out Charlo over the years across the street. A champion at the middleweight division. One of the biggest punchers, most dangerous boxers on the planet, along with Demetrius Andrade. Honestly, I think Demetrius Andrade is actually the most dangerous at 160. But these are all like top 3 guys. Unfortunately, Danny Jacobs and Demetrius Andrade are like best friends. So they're not going to be fighting each other. Just like Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford are best friends as well. Even though like we want to see these fights, they're just not going to, if the fighters don't want to fight each other, it's just not going to happen. There also could be more opportunity for Danny Jacobs at the super middleweight division. There's still Benavidez across the street. There's Caleb Plant, another one of my favorite fighters, who is a monster, probably the slickest boxer on the planet. Danny Jacobs has emphasized this since he's moved up to the super middleweight division, that he feels much better. He feels stronger. And by the way, I didn't even know he got a new trainer after the Triple G fight. And also, not to discredit Canelo's win, because I think Canelo is also one of the slickest boxers, one of the best counter punchers in the game. But Danny Jacobs had a weight clause, and he cannot, when he fought Canelo, he cannot go over that 10-pound limit after he rehydrates. They honestly need to take that rule away. Canelo being the A side in most fights, he likes to use that tactic against most fighters. I mean, boxing itself is so hard. You have to train your butt off the whole fight. You have to starve yourself. You have to dehydrate yourself. And then after the weigh-in, I can't go 10 pounds over the weight. Like, that's nonsense. Also, let me not forget to mention, you also get fined for going over the weight as well. Like I said, there's a bunch of big names for Danny Jacobs at the super middleweight division. Anything that Rosado brings to the table, Danny's just going to be ready for. I mean, he could bang. He has really great footwork. He throws beautiful like 5 combo punches, 6, 7 combo punches, 7 combo punches, like most boxers in the sport, because boxing is a very difficult sport to be in, and your conditioning has to be up to point. You could literally look at the fighters, both Rosado and Danny Jacobs has faced Triple G. For instance, Triple G stopped Rosado in like the 7th round, and I'm sure you've seen what he did to Rosado, and you know his left eye was leaking. That just lets me know he has a fragile face, just like a Kell Brook. Not as far as bone wise, because I think Kell Brook, he gets his face broken in a lot, like his eye sockets, but like flesh wise, so to speak. There's a lot of Rosado fights where his face is constantly getting cut up, and you know guys are just banging him around. I mean, the Selecki fight, for instance. And don't get me wrong, that was a tough fight. Both fighters dropped each other like twice each. Selecki, another very tough, I believe he's Russian fighter. Danny Jacobs beat him as well in spectacular fashion. Like I said, Danny Jacobs was able to actually hang, you know, with these top talents, with these top dogs, the Triple Gs, the Canelos. Rosado, he's not on that level. If you've been paying attention to the recent press conference and the weigh-ins, everything Rosado be saying is all cap. And also, let me not forget to mention the confrontation that Danny Jacobs and Rosado had. Basically, Danny Jacobs approached Rosado. I don't know where the heck they were at, but he was like, "Look, man, I just want to say thank you. As the replacement fighter, you just put an M in my pocket. So thanks." Rosado was like, "Oh yeah, it's good, but you know, you mad corny, you a PUSSY." And on top of that, he didn't start acting hard until he was getting held back. You know, he's one of the type of people that get in your face, and then, you know, they try to act all cool. But when 2 or 3 people start holding them back, then they start getting loud and want to call you names. I'm not trying to judge the guy, but that's just how I saw the situation. I'm going to keep it on. I respect anybody who steps in the ring. At the same time, you still have to show good character. You still should have great sportsmanship and just be honest with yourself. One thing that Rosado does have, he has an advantage compared to other fighters. He has Freddie Roach in his corner, legendary trainer of Manny Pacquiao. Rosado has talked about how Freddie Roach has been so pivotal in, you know, his sparring matches, just basically telling him to pick it up and what have you. Rosado says he's pretty much has had a foot in and out, you know, of the boxing industry. He likes to go to LA and I think act and do other things like that. Yeah, that's right, the film industry. So him fighting Danny Jacobs, like he's always wanted to be a world champion, he said. So him fighting Jacobs, that's going to be, you know, he sees Danny Jacobs as the gatekeeper as well. But Danny Jacobs is like an elite fighter and also a former world champion. Oh my God, I forgot to say Rosado has 12 defeats. Like, that is insane. You never see those type of losses in you know, today's fighters. Like, those are the type of records you see like back in the day. In the final press conferences, Danny Jacobs was calling Rosado a gatekeeper, a top 15, 20 guy. I thought that was funny. Jacobs says the media on his IG Live, he said the media was bashing him for taking this fight. Honestly, Rosado should just be appreciative of the opportunity. Danny also said Eddie Hearn didn't want him to take this fight as well. But yeah, November 27th, don't forget to catch Danny the Miracle Man Jacobs versus Gabe Rosado live on dazn at the Hard Rock Casino and Resort. In the comments, put who you think is going to be victorious in this fight and who you want to see in the future. They don't want that free blues. Thank you for watching another episode. This is Free Blues Boxing. Hit the subscribe, like, and the notification bell for unlimited boxing content. Until next time.